against John McNally today. It was a different story yesterday, but today McNally has really cleaned up his game, and you would expect that after yesterday's, just nail-biting quarterfinal in which it took a third set tiebreaker for McNally to advance, he sat down with his coaches and talked about what did he need to do, what needed to be cleaned up today, and he's done it. To his credit, he's actually cleaned up his game and elevated his game, and he's playing just smart, aggressive tennis.
The 16 singles semifinals open our coverage today from Stowe Stadium. We'll be featuring the 18 singles semifinals later today. Let's set those up for you. It'll be the 3-seed Noah Rubin taking on the 7-seed Michael Moe, and Colin Altamirano, defending champion and 5-seed in the 18 singles, will face Stefan Kozlov. Of course, Noah Rubin and Stefan Kozlov, the doubles partners, and they will take part, 3 out of the 4 will take part in the doubles final in the 18s. Colin Altamirano, Deaton Bauman, the top seeds, and Kozlov Rubin, the 2 seeds. So an action-packed day of tennis ahead. We're glad you're with us on the Public Media Network and USTAboys.com. Now it is John McNally getting the service break back in the second set to serve, up 3-2.
And again, the depth of these forehands. Good ball off a short ball. Ross coming in with the inside-out forehand for a clean winner. Good job by Gianni Ross.
Love 15. Check of the scoreboard on the other boys' 16 singles semifinal. Connor Hance, the 9-seed, took the first set from unseeded Oliver Crawford 6-4. So both the semifinals, 1 set in.
Yeah, that's a closely contested match, that other 16 semifinal. Good story with that unseeded Crawford.
30-15 here on court 2.
Again, John McNally in control of just about every point, particularly off of his serve. The wind blowing fairly strong out of the north. It's at John McNally's back.
(40-15). 2 game points now for the top seed, John McNally. And here again, the similar point in the first set where McNally put a stranglehold on the opening set, doing so again here up 3-2, and a chance to really break this thing open for himself.
Yeah, I keep saying it, he's dialed in. I mean, this is a real clean match for McNally right now.
Easy hold for John McNally. Now up 4-2. Second set and up a set on the 4-seed and his doubles partner, Gianni Ross. The adjustments that McNally had to make, more mental than physical, from yesterday to today?
Yes, absolutely.
Making the proper adjustments, and a double fault to open Gianni Ross's service game here. Love 15.
And I think the single biggest one is his coaches have told him to play every ball. I keep mentioning this, but McNally got rattled with some line calls early in yesterday's quarterfinal, and he just never really seemed to regain his composure. Today, there have been a couple of issues, but he just keeps playing, and his focus has not been broken. I can guarantee you the coaches were hammering that to John McNally.
30-15.
Oh, aggressive, trying to change direction early in the point there. But again, where McNally has made errors, it's been off the backhand side. Gianni Ross just can't seem to get enough balls to that spot.
40-15 now.
Nicely done,
And
Gianni Ross.
Gianni Ross cruises in this service game, 4-3, so the 4 seed hanging tough in this middle set.
He's down a break. Just needs to find a way to break John McNally's serve, and he hasn't really had a sniff at that yet.
Carolyn Binder alongside Hap Hosh. Glad you're with us locally in Kalamazoo on the Public Media Network and around the world on USTAboys.com. Our continued thanks to Secant Technologies for partnering us to provide that service this year. And a good match here we have with the boys 16 singles semifinals. Starting our coverage, the top seed John McNally up a set and up 4-3 over the 4 seed and his doubles partner Gianni Ross. Over on court 3, Connor Hance, the 9 seed, taking the first set in that semifinal in the 16 singles. 6-4, they're just underway and scoreless in the second set. And another good day of action-packed tennis here as we move to finals and final Sunday.
Yeah, this is the culmination of this tournament and all of the hard work by the players, their families, their coaches, and the organizers of this tournament, getting into what we call championship weekend.
John McNally to serve, up 4-3 in the second and up a set.
Little too much with that forehand to the backhand corner of Ross. One of the few errors we've seen off the forehand side by John McNally.
Love 15.
Ooh, 2 in a row, and he's looking down at the line wondering if the call was right, but he kept playing to his... Again, that's the correction. He may have thought the ball was out. It wasn't called out. He kept playing.
Love 30.
Is this the opportunity Ross has been looking for to break back?
Got the sideline. 15-30.
We have some conversation on court number 3 between Mr. Hance and the chair umpire. Oh, 2 aggressive plays, aggressive 1-2 tactic there. He went big with the serve. McNally generated a short ball that he took on his forehand, and he tried to hit a clean winner to that open corner.
15-40.
Big second serve from McNally.
Taking a risk there.
It's twice he's done that in this match where he's taken his second serve and decided to go for it. It worked for him there.
30-40.
Ooh, called wide.
And more discussion with the chair umpire on the line call.
It was close.
And it was, it was close, but Gianni Ross getting the break now on serve here in the second, and a little comeback here for the 4 seed.
It's pulled wide.
Love 15. We saw this before. Gianni Ross getting back on serve with the service break and then subsequently giving it right back to John McNally. Does not want to do it here. Yeah, he does not want to do that here.
Well, he got himself to 4s in the second set. He wants to somehow scratch out this set and get to a third. Oh, great low volley. Good hands by Ross.
Crowd appreciates that exchange. 15-all. As the 10:43 Amtrak rolls through Kalamazoo.
Adds to the ambiance, Carolyn. Called good. Serve was long. McNally asking the chair umpire.
30-15.
But he just walks over and keeps playing. That's the difference from yesterday. That would have really bothered him. Ooh, that got away from him. That forehand got away from him.
40-15 now. And after some early trouble with Gianni Ross on this service game settling in, 40-15, a couple of game points.
Pulled it wide.
Game Ross. 5-4, second set. And it seems like there's sprinklings of Gianni Ross settling into particularly his forehand. That really hurt him in the first set, and he's using it to his advantage here in the middle set.
Well, he's not hitting clean winners with his forehand like McNally can, but he's cleaned up the errors, and he's able to construct the point where he's protecting his backhand side better. And that is forcing McNally to actually hit a few more forehands of his own, which is where the errors are coming from. The difference between the two players is that McNally has the kind of forehand that if Ross doesn't hit the ball deep, if it lands just the least bit short, McNally can really go on the offense with his forehand.
Carolyn Binder alongside Hap Hosh. Glad to have you along with us on the Public Media Network locally in Kalamazoo and around the world on USTAboys.com. And we're featuring the 1 and 4 seeds in the boys 16 singles to start our semifinal coverage today. The other half of the semifinal bracket, the 9 seed Connor Hansen, unseeded Oliver Crawford. Here it is the top seed, John McNally, serving down 4-5 in the second, but up a set on Gianni Ross.
And lots of pressure on McNally in this service game. Ooh, backhand error off the return. 15-love.
And that's a sprinkling of the first set trouble that Gianni Ross got himself into.
Yeah, but Gianni Ross looks far more comfortable now than he did the first set. I mean, he actually had to fight back in this second set. To his credit, he's done it. The wind helped let that ball land in. 30-love. McNally establishing himself very quickly in this service game.
He's had some trouble with that in the second set, establishing his service game.
That's a big forehand from Ross. He makes the volley on a ball that was going to go long.
And again, the appreciation of what it takes to execute that type of shot. He's in the air, he's flying opposite of the direction he's trying to move the tennis ball, and he makes the shot.
He's a very good net player in doubles, so the ability to do it. He made a decision to volley a ball that was going to land long. It's got a chance. No, floating long. Not enough wind at the moment to bring that ball back into play, so.
40-15 now, a couple of game points on the racket of John McNally.
I'm beginning to sense second set tiebreak.
Things going in that direction, yes. And a second serve coming from John McNally.
Oh, what a big second serve.
Second serve. That was a gutsy move from the top seed.
He essentially hit 2 first serves there. And it was a tactical decision by McNally. I mean, he chose to do that. It took guts, but he executed it.
So we're at 5, second set.
Ooh, a little unforced error off the backhand side of John McNally. We've
15
got some local tennis dignitaries in the crowd already for this Saturday match. Ed and Diana Bernard. They have established the Bernard Scholarship Fund that had awarded scholarships to support tennis players going to college, awarding them based on their sportsmanship and community involvement. Great pickup volley by Ross. Oh, yes.
Beautiful net play by Gianni Ross there. 30 all.
And Ross has found himself at the net a few more times than he did in the first set, which is probably good for him. I mean, he's tremendous hands at the net. Service long. Wow, interesting. Ross working the forehand corner of McNally. The stronger of McNally's ground strokes today, and Ross was going right at it. Oh, net court will land in. Again, good ball to the corner by McNally. Crawford up 2-0 in the second set in that other boys 16 match, having dropped the first set 4-6.
So that's shaping up to be dramatic over on court 3.
Oh, Ross going big with that first serve there. That's probably the biggest serve attempt we've seen so far from him. And he goes big with that second serve. Called out.
Yeah, called out. Now 6 games to 5, the second set lead for Gianni Ross. And we got the makings of a second set tiebreak, as you mentioned a couple of games earlier.
Just felt like it. I mean, and it's kind of neat the way Gianni Ross, after the way that first set went, and it didn't start out great for him in the second set either, but he kind of dug down and he fought his way to this position where if he breaks, he can take the second set. At worst, he finds himself in a second set tiebreaker.
With a chance, at least giving yourself a chance to force a third set. Carolyn Binder alongside Hap Hosh. We're glad you're with us on the Public Media Network locally in Kalamazoo and around the world on USTAboys.com. Semifinals Saturday, moving into some finals. We're featuring the doubles finals later this afternoon in both the 16s and 18s. Both sides of the bracket playing in the 16 singles semifinals here in the top seed, John McNally and 4 seed Gianni Ross. Over on court 3, it's the 9 seed Connor Hance taking on unseeded Oliver Crawford.
And Oliver Crawford seems to be on a little bit of a roll in that second set.
Yeah, they may split sets over there. We'll keep you updated. For now, it's John McNally, the top seed, trying to force a second set tiebreak, down 5-6.
Big serve to the tee, but his next backhand landed long. Good defensive return by Ross just to get that ball back in play.
Love 15.
Now, interesting for Ross here. If he can break McNally's serve and take the set, Ross will open up the third set serving.
And all of a sudden, we have a whole new match.
Oh, that's going to sail long on him.
15-all?
Yeah, the wind had died down at this very moment, but that ball coming off the strings of Ross was going to sail long. Again, McNally really striking the ball well. No doubt on that.
30-15 now.
McNally really opening up on these first serves. Is he going to be aggressive with a second? Probably not. Kick this one in. That's what he does. Oh, and then there's that huge forehand to the open corner. That's the difference between the two players. That McNally forehand is a difference maker.
Yeah, 40-15.
Called good. Here we are.
6 games all, second set tiebreak, and for John McNally, the pressure will be to put this match away. And I think you're looking at big trouble if you force a third set with Gianni Ross.
Well, here we go. 7-set point tiebreaker. Must win by 2. Ross will get to serve 1 point, and then it'll be 2 serves each from there on out. Get that second serve to the backhand. That's what he wants. He wants to play off McNally's backhand if he can. Miss that forehand or backhand down the line. Ouch.
1-0 McNally.
Ross.
And ball's dead.
Yeah, the players know when they're playing with a dead tennis ball, one that's lost compression. 1-0 McNally. Again.
Great court coverage by John McNally, spreading Ross out.
Well, a real solid, basic pattern he's playing. Hard ball cross court from his forehand. Pulls Gianni Ross wide. He goes back to the backhand corner that's wide open.
2-0 McNally.
That's long. Oh my goodness. 3-0. Oh.
And right out of the gate, the 1 seed John McNally up 3-0 in the tiebreak.
Yeah, Ross finds himself in a hole before he can blink, and it's unfortunate. Generates an error there. Good, confident forehand by Gianni Ross.
3-1 McNally.
Oops. Retoss. like that second serve into the backhand of McNally. Oh, it's going to float long.
4-1 McNally now.
Gianni Ross has a forehand that reminds me of Colin Altamirano's.
Yeah.
It's heavy with topspin, but doesn't penetrate the way McNally's does. 3 points away from the final is John McNally. Oh, that's long.
4-2, Gianni Ross not going away just yet in the 7-point second set tiebreak. Players will switch sides on the sixes. And John McNally will serve. Still 3 points away from advancing to the 16 singles final.
McNally's still playing with great confidence.
There it is,
Service ace.
Service ace, now 2 points away. Showing off some confidence there on that serve.
It's a good choice. Went wide. Even if Ross had gotten that ball back, the whole court was open for him.
5-2.
Ross, good serve to the tee.
Huge.
McNally just
forehands.
Crushing forehands.
Just feeling it. John McNally now match point in the tiebreak, 6-2.
Yep, the difference between these players is the forehand of John McNally. Excellent serve.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly long, but Gianni Ross deserves that call.
6-3 and match point for John McNally.
And the temptation to go huge. Nope, he was smart.
Booming these forehands though, forehand winner. And you talked about the effectiveness of John McNally's forehand. That's what helps him advance to the final.
Yeah, the difference between the players was that McNally forehand, and today he had it dialed in like he did not have it dialed in yesterday.
Hands in the air, and the top seed headed to the 16 singles final in straight sets over Gianni Ross. 6-2 and 7-3 in the tiebreak. Your final thoughts before we transition over to court number 3.
Impressive performance by John McNally after a day in which he had massive struggles. I mean, that's the most important thing. Coming out of the quarterfinals with all of the trouble he had, he cleaned himself up, played really smart, aggressive tennis, and looked like the #1 seed today.
John McNally 62-1, now 63-1 this year. Most likely why he drew